unjustly suffered, who did this in order that our sins would be justified, made righteous. But you have to understand, he's called the righteous one, my servant the righteous one. That's what he's called. My servant the righteous one will make many righteous. The Dead Sea Scrolls were interested in that because the righteous one is the righteous teacher in the Dead Sea Scrolls. And they're very interested in the idea that the many are the rank and file of the community, and so on. So they too, like the Christian presentation, are very interested in these terms from Isaiah. Okay. I did forsake you a brief moment. As in the days of Noah, when I swore the waters would never flood the earth again. So now, concerning my anger with you and the threats I made, I will say this. The mountains may depart, the hills may be shaken, but my love for you will never leave. And my covenant of peace with you will never be shaken. By the way, covenant of peace is a technical term. It was used in many other places previously. It doesn't mean it's a peaceful covenant. It's a technical term having to do with Noah and the Noachic covenant. Noah was the covenant of peace was made with Noah. Yet the Lord has taken pity on you. Your sons, 13, will all be taught by Yahweh, and their prosperity will be great. Not a weapon, line 17, forged against you will succeed, and every tongue that accuses you will be refuted. Now, 55 for the first time mentions David. We had David mentioned earlier in Isaiah, but if this is a separate document, which I've tried to show you we think it is, then this is the first time he's been mentioned here in this document. I will make an everlasting covenant out of the favors promised to David. So the covenant is because of the favors promised to David. More of the comforting joy theme, 12. You will leave with joy, you will led away in safety. Mountains and hills will break into joyful cries. Cypresses will grow, myrtle and briars, and this will make Yahweh famous, a song forever that will be unerasable. Now, scholars say a new book begins in chapter 56. A third all. I can't tell you that it does or it doesn't. I don't personally see it, but I'm not a big expert in the prophet Isaiah. I can only tell you what's in it. I'm going to read you the rest of it because we might as well know it. Okay, those who care for justice, integrity, same themes we've heard, my salvation, Yeshua, my integrity manifest. Here this has to do with also foreigners attaching themselves to the Lord, line 3. Let no foreigner who is attached himself to the Lord say, Yahweh will exclude me from the people. Let no eunuch say, I am dried up. To the eunuchs who observe my Sabbaths, who do the law, and cling to my covenant, I will give them an everlasting name as well. Foreigners who attach themselves to the Lord to serve him and love his name and be my servants, and observe the Sabbath and do not profane it and cling to the covenant, I will bring to my holy mountain. So there's nothing anti-covenant about this. The foreigners, newcomers are accepted in this, according to this third part of Isaiah. I think it's no different than the second part, frankly. I don't see a division here. It's the Lord Yahweh who speak, I will gather besides those already gathered. I think that's a great line there. It's in the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is in the Damascus document. And I think the Damascus document is addressed to such people. Line 14 of 57, open up, clear the way, remove all obstacles out of the way of my people. Again, the way in the wilderness, the way back home. 58, shout for all your work. Before that, 57:18, I will heal and console him. 58, proclaim therefore to my people the sins of Jacob. Now it's critical. Maybe that's why they say the voice has changed. Line 2, God, they long for God to draw near. Why should we fast? Why should we do penance? And then we get the same material as we got in Amos. Look, they strike the poor man with the fist. Maybe that's why they say this is the third voice. Maybe 6. Is this the sort of fast that pleases me? To break the unjust fetters, to undo the thongs of the yoke, let the oppressed go free, to share the bread of the homeless poor. This is Amos, Micah, Hosea material. Not like we had before. But finally in 12, you will rebuild the ancient ruins, build up the old foundations. You will not be called, you'll be called breach mender, restorer of ruined houses, not the other names that they may have called them. But you must not trample the Sabbath. You must abstain from travel, as why religious Jews and others don't do anything on the Sabbath, why Christians in Scotland and places were so serious about the Sabbath. It's all here in Isaiah, as you see. 59. Line 15. There's no justice, again, like Amos, Hosea, and so on. So he made his arm, his mainstay, integrity of support. He put integrity on his breastplate, on the head of his helmet, salvation, and vengeance on the tunic. Again, the vengeance. But for Zion, he will come as a redeemer. For those of Jacob, he will turn from their faults. Again, a little bit of Cyrus material here. 60, a light will come. A light to the nations. Sheba. Line 14, your oppressors will come to you bowing. They will call you city of the Lord, Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Your Redeemer, 16, is the mighty one of Jacob. No more violence in your country, 18. Your walls will say salvation. Your gates praise. Again, a lot of second Isaiah here. 21, your people will be upright. And then the shoot that Yahweh planted, we heard that in the earlier part of Isaiah, picking up a theme of the shoot, the branch, the messianic theme. 61, good news to the poor. The Palestinian Christians were called the poor, the Ebionites. I think because the word poor is Ebion, and that may be one of the reasons they saw their name here in Isaiah. But again, the Zionistic promise, binding up the hearts, free from prison to comfort the mourners. They will rebuild the ancient ruins. There it is again. Strangers have been there, but now they will be called priests of Yahweh.